Okay, a lot of people ask me, how do you draw? So I'm going to show you today how exactly I draw. So starting out, you're going to want to start with a base. So now I'm going to just draw a simple circle on the page. Simple circle, just for a base. Then depending on the angle, you're going to want to bring down lines. Okay, so the front of the face, you're going to bring a line down at the edge of the circle, and then connect it along, make like a half square. So it'll go along towards the jawline. Okay, so that's how you make the start of your face. If you're wondering, I'm drawing Batman, so follow along if you want to draw Batman too. But here, I'm just starting to do the cape, then you're going to want to move down into the shoulder. From there, you just want to make the cape folds. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding a couple of lines to make some folds in the cape, to try and make it look less flat on the page. Now that you have the shoulder done, the fold of the cape, let's move on to the face. So starting out, you want to find where your nose, your eyes and your mouth are going to be. You don't want to have your nose too high, your mouth too low and your eyes too high. You've got to find the middle ground on the page. So here would be about the perfect place to start the nose. Just a simple little line across, and that will help you find where they're going to bring it up towards the eye, just like so. Then from the top of the nose, you're going to want to form the eyebrow. So forming the eyebrow, you just have to stick it out a little and then push up towards forehead, and that will give you your angle. Once you've got that angle, it's pretty straightforward. All you need to do is just follow the lines all the way across the head and square it out so it looks like he's actually wearing a mask. So once you've got to this part, this is where you're going to start bringing in the ear. The ear's quite tricky because you don't want it to be at a bad angle like I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm just putting the ear out, not thinking about the proportion, like the way the head's sitting and how the ear's going to look on the page. Yeah, it looks okay, but when I do the ear the other side, it's going to come out looking a bit wonky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the ear now. I'm going to change the angle, come in a little bit, and show you how it looks. What I'm doing here is putting a line to show where I want the ear to be. So I'm putting a line through the middle and I'm following up with lines at either side to form the ear. The line's there to make sure that I'm going in the right direction with the ear. Now that you've fixed the problem with the ear, you're going to want to rub out the other one. I use a Derwent electronic rubber. This is pretty handy for a lot because you can get a lot of small details without rubbing out the whole drawing. And it's not even that dear, it's not expensive at all, it's pretty cheap. The only thing is it comes with batteries, which you have to keep changing quite a lot, so I mean, do with that what you may, but I really enjoy using this. Just look at how much detail you can rub out without rubbing out the good stuff, you know, like you don't rub out any of your lines that you need, you just rub out whatever you need taken away without exposing the other lines. Okay, by now you should be at the back of the helmet, and with the back of the helmet you're just going to square it off again and bring it down and form into the neck. So you're just following your circle down to the bottom where the jawline would be at the back, and you're bringing it out towards the edge of the page. This shows that Batman's got a thick neck, because he's got a thick neck, okay? And you want this to be shown in the drawing. Now, let's start the mask details. So with the face, well, the cheek, are going to come long, but you don't want to go in just a straight line. That's going to make the drawing look very flat. So what you want to do is do some diagonal lines across, like over the cheekbone, showing that it's actually over the top of someone's face and not just flat on the page. You're going to follow that along to the edge of where the top of the jawline would be, and you're going to want to V it off. Now from here, let's start moving on to the facial details. Okay, starting with the eye, you don't want to have the eye too far towards the nose, because then it's just going to look so off. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's going to look weird. So you want to pull the eye back into the socket a little bit more, just to show that the drawing is three-dimensional. So what I'm doing is generally just a wee line and turning it into a triangle. That makes your eye. Okay, so let's rub out this little one and you'll see how much better it looks. See? It looks so much better, more like an actual face, like someone's wearing a mask. So after you've done this, what you're going to want to do is rub out any excess lines on the page, like your base lines, so starting with the nose, over the helmet, etc. Okay, you just want to get rid of all these scraggly lines so it looks more complete. Now the fun stuff. We're moving on to the nose. You don't want the nose to be too far out from the mask, so bring it in just a touch, not even like just a half an inch. Just so it shows that there's a mask on top of the face. Okay, so this is going to be your nose. You're going to transition that into your mouth. So this will be your top lip. You don't want your lip to go too far in, because then again it's going to look flat. So now what you want to do is push it out towards the edge of the nose, in a sense, like such, and then follow it down onto the line and back across, just to where the edge of the nostril would be. A lot of people find it tricky dealing with mouths, noses and eyes, so hopefully this helps you with what I'm showing you on this video today. Also, a lot of people get scared to swap up from their references. I'm using this reference as a back profile. I'm going to change it to a side profile. But for now, let's focus on this mouth. For the bottom lip, you want to do the same as you did with the top lip. You just want to pull it out a little bit towards the edge of the top lip, maybe out a little bit further, and then bring it down towards the chin. Then angle it off, and that will make your chin. A common misconception with lips is people want to fill them. They want the lines to be filled, but you don't need to be doing that. Okay, I'm going to show you in just a little second how it's going to look. But right now, let's focus on the shadow. The shadow under the nose on the mask, we're just going to block it out so that we know what's going to be black when we fill it in later. And once you've got that done, put a little X inside it so you know it's going to be blacked out. Now the mouth. With your lips, you genuinely only need a couple of lines. Okay, you don't need to connect them all, you just need to make sure that they are visible. You don't just want to have a line. So what we're going to do is figure out where your lines are going to be. If you're looking at a lip, okay, the line's going to be pushing up slightly towards the nostrils, because that will give it a more refined look, more three-dimensional and more real. Okay, so what I'm doing is fucking about in the video, because I'm talking at the same time and I'm doing a voiceover, so I have to wait until I do it. There we go. Right, so here's the lines. You want to bring them up just over the top of the lip. You don't want to fill them out, okay? You just want to get a couple of lines in there, and that's you. Bob's your uncle, okay? Now with the bottom lip, same thing, because the colour's going to come in, and that's going to be the main point. That's going to be the focal point. The colour is your best friend. once you've got to this part, it's genuinely time to start colouring, okay? What I'm doing now is just adding subtle details, like a little line across the cheek just to show you've got a little bit of a gaunt face from whatever Batman does, lack of sleep, lack of eating, etc, you know? So this has been part 1 of drawing Batman. This is the sketch stage. The next part is going to be the colouring stage. Follow me for part 2.